Good afternoon. So let's start with an accountability piece before we get into today's 7-on-7. I just wanted to show you a couple of things, kind of what you can see on my end from Huddle. First of all, so here's the messaging page, and let me just kind of show you some. Here's the O Skill group. These are the varsity players to whom the everything I send goes out. So you can see there are 21 members in the group. Now that includes coaches, obviously. So let's say there's somewhere between 15 to 17 players, 15 to 17, give or take, maybe even 18. I'm not sure. It's definitely less than 20 though, because Coach Barry's on here, Coach Norman, and myself, I believe. I'm not sure if I have any other offensive coaches on here, but so let's say it's 18 maximum. All right, give or take. And then if I go to my dashboard for YouTube, the very first 7-on-7 video that I showed with you, 14 people watched it. The second one, 12, 11, 10. So there's kind of a trend decrease in views. So just something to be aware of. Receivers, you should be talking to other receivers. Hey, did you guys see the video? Discuss, again, to dull the learning curve. What we can't have happen is like tomorrow when we go to Nazareth, making mistakes, and I think I mentioned this yesterday too, with alignment, route running, doing the right thing. We cannot make those mistakes anymore. These videos hopefully serve as improvement. We would be doing this anyways during the season, so it's kind of good to get a taste of it now and to understand again your individual ownership that you need to take if you want to be as good as you want to be. So here's the other thing about that. So if I go back to where the message was, only 6 people viewed this message that I sent yesterday, which is interesting because more than 6 people watched the video. So I don't really care, about this as long as people are watching the video. I'm doing it for you. Believe me, I'm not doing it for me. I mean, I want to win football games and get better and everything like that, but I'm not on the field. So hopefully you understand that. Let's get into today's 7-on-7. I thought it was pretty productive. Let's kind of take a look and address what happened. So this is 48 action. All right, I like the action between the quarterback and the running back. I like the fact that we're kind of set up over what would be like the guard, even between the guard and the tackle. What I don't particularly like, it's really difficult to tell. It kind of looks like our eyes are over here. I'm not really sure if that's the case or not. I know the film can lie to us sometimes. In fact, kind of looking at it, there's the back of your helmet. So if my head is this way, just let's get our feet kind of flipped around where I think my left foot should kind of be even with my right foot here as opposed to being kind of straddled. I know it's hard to do after the fake, but if you snap and get your shoulders turned, it's going to be a little bit more effective. Plus, while you're doing that, the safety, if he's not buying the run action, once you snap your hips around and your shoulders, he's going to start moving this way, which is kind of what we want. All right, so let's look at what we've got here in terms of the route. We've got out of 10, which means with the clearing go route on the outside, which we happen to hit because I believe if we back it up, we get press man. The out at 10 should be coming from the slot receiver right here, so he should be breaking that off at 10 yards. We have the back and the flat if we need it, and then on the back side we have the cross working about opposite to 12 yards, and then post dig. That's not a great drawing depending on the safety, or perhaps this strong safety right here. So that's kind of the idea. From a quarterback's thought process, while I'm faking, I can be reading the flat defender, which is actually this guy. The linebacker, where the heck does he come from? Let's see if I run it back just a little bit. All right, so he's kind of, he's releasing there immediately. So they must have some kind of defensive call on here. He would not do this in a game situation, I don't think. So, kind of not realistic, but whatever. So he's coming to try to wall off. So here's the situation. I know we're taking a shot on the outside, and that's great. Let's make a play. We got press man coverage. You want to take a shot at the home run? Absolutely. You have the option to do that, certainly. I like the way that the routes are developing here. Here's what I can tell you. Running back, you need to keep going here a little bit. You shouldn't be stopping. I know you're seeing the ball thrown. Continue. And again, we're not turning up field until the ball is thrown, so I should continue on this horizontal path with my head turned. Maybe the quarterback's going to throw me the ball. See how much separation we have, which is what we want from these two defenders. I would say there's not really a clear window to throw the out at 10. And again, we're taking a shot. Cross, it looks like you're starting to come through. That's pretty nice in terms of where you're at depth. And again, you're kind of slowing down because you see the ball is thrown. Over here, I'm not really sure what we're doing. In my opinion, this should probably be a dig. Only because, well, I mean, I guess there's two different ways to look at it. So this guy, because he hasn't gone anywhere, I'm going to basically treat him as a safety right now, as a deep safety. So what that means is I haven't gotten to the point where I can run by him. So I'm just going to straighten this thing across and run my dig. That's the only adjustment I would make to that. Otherwise, the routes and everything look good. And we take a shot down the field, and pretty good play by the defender there. Otherwise, everything's good. Okay. So this was supposed to be go stop. We get press man to the side that we called it. So this is automatically going to convert to a go. We talked about it several times already. Automatically convert to a go. That's fine. If you like this matchup, you want to take a shot, go for it. If not, I mean, you have the running back this way. If you don't particularly like this matchup, even though we called left, you have the freedom to go to the right side with the ball if you want to, if you like that side better. So I would say, based on the snap of the ball, we had a step on him. So I'm catching, and at the time that I would be ready to throw a stop, throw it out there, test it vertically. Look at all this open space out here. Take a shot, just like you did on the first one. That's fine. We will live with trying that opportunity. You know, eventually, at the least, the defense has to be aware that, hey, these guys are going to throw the ball vertically, so they can't be as aggressive maybe as they want to be. Now, obviously, we have to make them pay by actually completing balls down the field, but at least it's in their mind that we are going to attempt it so that they can at least kind of maybe second-guess themselves when it comes to how aggressive they want to be. The other thing is, with regard to the other routes, let's see kind of what's going on with the slot receiver here. I like how you're trying to, so you need to get inside this guy. You have to. You have to. I don't care if it means running into him or whatever. You have to get through his inside. Have to. We're not throwing you the ball. If this guy is occupying you, we're definitely not throwing you the ball. So occupy this guy, get inside of him. Keep him away from what's supposed to be the stop route on the outside. Over here, same thing, Steve. Actually, you do get inside of that guy, don't you? So you're kind of getting your way through, and just by default, the outside linebacker is kind of crashing on the stop route. But again, as you're kind of continuing, get back on your landmark. Back on your landmark. Get back. As soon as you avoid that guy, get back on your landmark. Seems like a minor thing, but that minor thing, as you saw over the last couple of days, can be the difference in you or somebody else catching the ball versus a defender being in better position. So let's say I did not like this matchup, and I want to throw the stop. Boom. I'm ready to throw the stop right now, and there's a window where I can throw it and hit it. So, again, I know it's kind of a lot to be thinking about, but whenever we call a play, we want it to be a good play. So either take a shot to the outside, throw the vertical, and hopefully we saw the press man pre-snap. If not, you don't like that, I'm not crazy about the matchup, maybe that guy is the best corner in the state or whatever, then fine, try the other side. And at the very least, we know that we have the running back to dump the ball down to, which we do, and that's a great decision. So I didn't like it. I didn't throw it out there. Awesome. Throw it to the running back, and he's going to get 5 yards before that guy's even in any position to tackle him. And maybe we break that tackle and get 5 or 10 more. So overall, I like the execution. I'm just kind of looking at stuff that we could possibly hit, right? Simplifying the thought process. Trips motion. Here's what I can tell you. This play comes back because, let's watch this guy. We all need to get set, including the line. Quarterback, part of this falls on you as well. Before you make your black call, I would make sure that everybody's kind of stationary and you see the defense. The other thing, black kind of signals everybody to get set. So motion guy, you cannot leave until everybody else is set. So this is partly the quarterback's fault, this is partly the motion guy's fault, and this is partly the fault of the guy who's not set yet. We know the play. Get up and get set. We're trying to go fast. But if you look at it, we have illegal motion because this guy's starting to go in motion, this guy's still getting set. That's a penalty. Okay? We don't have a play right now. This is go switch. Okay, so we take the snap, nice. Good. So here's the thing about it, right? We're trying to pick on the safety. Not really sure who this guy is. We'll run it back. I understand what you're doing. Okay, you're kind of trying to take an angle, and this guy's coming out to you, and you're trying to weave your way through. I get it. That's not. I guess it's not terrible. Get to your landmark though. It's too wide. We need to be on the hash. There, we don't have, both these guys are covered. We don't have a window to throw over here. All right. To the other side, outside you should probably be capping this and curling out at 10. Let's hope that you do that. A little bit too deep. That's at like 15. Okay, just too deep. Right idea, too deep, 10 yards. And then we end up throwing the ball inside, which I think could be a hair sooner. We talked about this. So I'm reading the safety. Go switch, though, is interesting with motion because generally the safety starts on one side, and sometimes he doesn't move with motion. So we purposely do this so that motion creates the 2x2 that we want and leaves the safety on the back side. So we actually have a better window to throw. And Ronnie, right about now, the ball should be thrown. Ball should be out of your hands right now. See how open he is? He's already open. There's nobody conflicting him right now. Nobody. No one here. So if we throw it now, as opposed to the half a second later, and the safety has a chance to get over, this is we can catch it on the run and make a move on this guy, rather than having to fight him for the ball and make a great catch. Now, the throw itself is good, and the catch is obviously very good, but we end up, we could be catching it on the run with a chance to make a move on a guy. Again, small things, but small things make the difference in whether or not we're going to be a conference champion team, a state playoff team, how deep we're going to go in the playoffs. Little things like that will make a difference. Overall, pretty good execution. Go slant. Okay, I'm not sure why the ball's out. So here's the thing. Go slant, go stop. As a quarterback, I should be catch the snap, set my feet, throw the ball. Catch the snap, set my feet, throw the ball. Catch, set, throw. So let's see what happens at full speed with the snap. All right, so here's what happened, and we need to see this too. I don't know if it was called left or right. It really doesn't matter. Let's say we called left. We need to see this guy running out to double number one. Essentially, that's what he's doing. And some teams will do this to us, depending on who they feel our receivers are, if they're, serious threats or not. So while this guy's going out here, if it was go slant left, I'm probably not going to throw to the left side. Now, the deal was if on the snap of the ball that guy screamed out there, I'd be able to hit this inside vertical. I don't think that we're going to be able to do that because generally if that guy's leaving before the snap, this guy on the snap is going to be trying to wall that off. So I don't think we have the left side. This is in a matter of seconds, the quarterback is making this decision. So that means I'm probably going to come back to the right. On the right, you are too tight. You should be outside the numbers. I can't keep saying it over and over and over and over again. Alignment. Align to execute. If I am running a route to the inside, I should align outside. Help yourself. Okay? So the slant should be coming from out here. One step, boom, coming in there. Ronnie's taking this guy's inside shoulder, and I should have a completion to the right side. Let's see timing. Catch, set, throw. Ball should be gone. So a couple of things. I know we end up scoring a touchdown. Coach, what's the big deal? Well, the big deal is, that's fine. So here's the thing. If we're going to throw the inside vertical, I get it. This guy screamed out of there, which it kind of looks like he does. Okay, throw it right now. Throw it right now. Right now the ball should be out. So we take another, again, half a second. And again, it's not going to be I'm chucking the ball downfield like that. It's going to be kind of a laser beam to get it on him because you can see the corner is trailing. I don't fault the throw at all. I'm just saying it needs to get out sooner. All right. It's a difference sometimes between an incompletion and a completion, or sometimes a completion versus an interception or a breakup, or in this case, a big play versus a touchdown. And I know, I get it. We make the play and everything's all fine and dandy. It's a good play. 48 action. I like where the quarterback is. I like selling the fake. It's good. Outside release vertical. Let's kind of see how it goes here. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Out of 10 is, all right, so we're holding the corner. Here's a couple. So again, I'm sure, Michael, you saw. Yeah, good. The ball should be gone. Okay. I happen to see the corner in my line of sight, and I'm really not looking at it, but I'd like to believe that we can see all of this at the same time. Okay? Take a shot outside. Go ahead, but get it out. Get the ball out. That extra little hitch step, he's open. He's open. And not to mention, the longer I'm holding it, the longer the throw is, which, Some of us have limitations on our arm strength. I was one of those guys where I had to get the ball out because I didn't have a very strong arm. So we end up, having what could have been a completion, and now we don't have a play. Let's take a look at the cross. I think we did a nice job fighting through here. All right, so I'm not a huge fan of, I don't know, what is this, the width? You're a little bit too wide, first of all. The ball's never in the middle of the field, but if it is, I should be on the hash mark. Again, this is an alignment thing. We can't keep reteaching and reteaching and reteaching all this stuff about alignment. I mean, I would argue that you could be a little bit wider here too, unless, of course, you're going to fade release. So we got to get this corrected. Hopefully, those guys are watching this so that I don't have to tell you the same thing over and over and over again. All right, let's move on. So let me back it up, sorry. The route itself, the out of 10 looks good. What was I looking at? I was looking at the cross. So because you're so wide, now you really have to fight this guy. You do a nice job getting through these two. Okay, that's pretty good. And I think we talked about it right after it happened. And I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You see the ball thrown, so you kind of drift upfield. But it looks like, so here's the line of scrimmage. Here's 5. Here's 10. Here's 12. So you're aiming. You actually are a little bit too deep. I should be screaming across this way, not so far upfield, across the opposite hash at 12, no deeper than 14. So I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. That's actually not terrible. All right, you get good job of finding window space. Worst case scenario, drop it off to the back. So again, that's not bad. We will run a little bit of that tomorrow at the 7-on-7, just for the getting used to running the routes where they're supposed to be run. So not bad. Get the ball out sooner. Okay, trips motion. So understanding, we're trips and we're motioning, which means we're going to end up in left spread, really is what it is. So you could be a little bit tighter, not too much. And actually, the motion guy, you could, no, you're good. You're good. So the only thing I would say is, Steve, you could probably be in here a little bit. I don't care if they know we're motioning. I don't care. It's fine. So then you kind of have to, and actually that puts you in really good position to run your stick. So I think this is cheap, if I'm not mistaken, which means you got the curl, motion, speed out, keep it flat. We have a tendency to get upfield. Actually, motion helps you because I don't have to run upfield and then out. I can just run on my angle to get out there. We flared the opposite way. So let's kind of see what this looks like here. I'm reading this defender for the speed out. Reading this defender for the speed out. Yeah. I mean, I think the timing is all right. Here's the thing with motion. Motion tells us, or might tell us, what the defense is doing. So at this point, I don't really see much of an adjustment. This linebacker widens a little bit. Hey, Bubba. This linebacker widens a little bit, but he's really not my read. So I would say maybe a hair sooner. We do catch him. We do get about 5 yards, which is kind of the minimum expectation, so that's not bad. Hold on. I wanted to go back and see the backside. Should have stick stop. That's a good stop route. That's a pretty good stick route. Remember, don't leave too early. Sit here and show your chest and be patient before you whip out to the sideline. Next place. Hi, buddy. D.
S.
Uh-oh, what's going on?
S.
S.
A.
Little guy's reading letters off the keyboard. All right, what do we got?
That's kill.
Deuce.
Keyboard.
I mean, it looks like go, I guess. That's what it looks like.
Baseball.
Why are you hitting me, man? This is football, Bob. Baseball's on TV. This is football. All right, so go.
Football.
Regular go.
Football.
There are really no rules in terms of you having to attack this inside shoulder. All I would say is don't let him slow you down. So you can go around. This is regular go. I'm not being a good teammate here. I'm trying to get myself open. So I can go around this guy as long as I get back on my landmark. I can go inside this guy as long as I get back on my landmark. We're still trying to throw you the ball. Same thing over here. I might shoulder shake this guy and dip back underneath. I don't know. That's kind of mastering your craft as a receiver. This guy is really clean. That's really nice. Over here, a little bit too much contact. So we got to find a way to get around and get back on track or get through. I would say this. Worst case scenario, I can't let this guy widen me because then I screw my buddy. So maybe I still am being a good team to an extent. Dude, come on, man. Sorry, guys. Got a little-
Daddy.
yeah, sorry, Daddy. I don't know what happened there. Let me back it up. Hold on. What'd you do, man? Where's the rest of the film? Play 19. Let's try it again.
Try
Try
again.
again. Yeah. What happened?
What happened? Football.
Apologies. Little guy's getting on my computer.
Football.
That's baseball up there, though. Okay,
Baseball.
so where were we? We were talking about regular go. Outside guy. And debatable. That's 10 yards. You're not past him. Curl. Plus, he's still going that way. That's a completion if we stop. Over here, definitely should be curling, right? I disagree with both of you guys. So my mind has to be made up so I can stick my foot in the ground at 10 yards. I have to make up my mind before the 10-yard mark. Here's the other disadvantage. You guys are both off the line, which means I actually have to run 12 yards to get 10. Or 11 and a half to get 10. So, but my mind needs to be made up. If I am not past this guy,
Baseball.
I think both you guys should be curling.
Baseball.
Yeah, there's no question about it.
That's
You're not beating him at 10 yards. Curl. You're not beating him at 10 yards. Curl. We do a nice job of getting clean. The safety's on this side. Hopefully we're throwing the ball there.
ball.
Okay, yeah, we do. We held it a little bit longer than I would like,
Ball.
but we end up chucking it out there and making a decent play out of it. So not ideal, but life's not ideal sometimes, and you got to make plays. So this is an example of making a play.
Baseball.
Baseball. 49 action, I'm guessing. Okay, good. I like the quarterback and the running back. You're in good shape here. All right, so again, the defense isn't buying the run, and it is 7-on-7. So thought process.
Football.
Stick your foot in the ground at 10 and get out to the sideline. Outside release.
Seven.
Under
Seven.
outside linebacker, over the Mike and Will to the opposite side, no deeper than 14. So maybe forget what I said about the 12-yard mark. Yeah, if you're running a drag, you're staying under 4. And if you're it does look like a 7. And if you're running the cross, you need to stay under 14 by any means necessary. Over the linebacker, no deeper than 14 yards. Chill out, dude. You could be a tiny bit tighter maybe on the inside of the number to run your post.
That one
Big,
too.
okay? Please don't touch, bud. Please don't touch.
Oh.
Please don't touch.
Oh.
Oh. All right. That plays. All right. So here's the thing. Like, who's covering the running back right now? Who's covering the running back? Okay. The out at 10. All right. This is not good. Whoever this is, he did not attack his leverage. You're running outside, which means if he's outside of me, I need to attack his leverage, run at his nose, stick, move inside, and then come out. This guy, you're wrong. Capped on cap rules are off. You can't do this. It's a go, period. You're not breaking this off, period. It's a go. I think we talked about that with Coach Norman. Who's covering the running back? Who's covering the running back? Out of 10 is kind of not good, mainly because this guy is going to run into this guy. Who's covering the running back? Drop it off to the running back right now, okay? Quick peek at the cross. It really is not there. The safety's covering it. There's no clean windows with the linebackers because they didn't buy the run fake. Throw it to the running back, okay? Now, I think we throw the post here, which I guess is okay. We get behind the safety. So again, another example of taking a shot, which is okay.
No.
Please. All right. Anyways, what's this? This looks like go slant. Okay. Oh wait, no, this is fire. Okay. And I purposely. All right. So we're gonna put this in. This is gonna be a tag. So we can run fire a variety of ways, and I would really like to do this tomorrow. So regular fire, 7-yard corner, 1-step slant whip back out. I would probably end up flaring the back the other way, just because we're good there with what we're trying to accomplish. And we are stick. Whoops.
X.
No, please don't touch. Thank you.
X.
It is an X. Stick. Stop on the bat side. Okay.
X.
Now we can go fire stop. Same thing. Outside one runs a stop route. Depending on coverage, that's a good play. Okay. So instead of running the whip, that would be the only change. A tag would tell you to also run a stop route. Still have the 7-yard corner. I could probably flare the back the opposite way. And then I need to figure out what I want to call it.
My
Fire
name.
snag is my initial thought. Fire slant, we could call it. If you guys are smart enough to remember, yes, I'm going to run a slant, but instead of continuing all the way, I'm going to stop as soon as the outside linebacker crosses my face. I need to stop in there. So, and then this is the same, and I would flare the back in this direction. And you'll notice what happens here. Now we get press man. We get press man, so what ends up happening is, again, the running back pops wide open. So just a thought, if I know it's press man, this is probably not a really good route. I'm going to take my chances one-on-one. If these guys are matched up one-on-one, I have the advantage because he's running an outside route. Okay, so all I really need to do is kind of look off the safety and take a shot out to the outside. Yeah, that's really not a great route at all. So that's probably why we didn't throw it.
Football.
I know where I'm going. He doesn't. Attack his leverage. Run right at his nose. He's going to try to wall me off to the inside. Stick inside. This does not have to be 3 steps inside and then back out. It's really quick. Head and shoulder fake to the inside and then get back out. So you really run yourself out of catching a touchdown by doing that. And again, who's covering the running back? Get it down to the back. Good. Nice job getting it to the back. We get up, and again, that's 10 yards before anybody even comes close to touching it. So just some thoughts there. I'm press man. Be a good teammate. You know, occupy really is all I'm supposed to do. This is the guy. This is the guy right here. And press man if we have fire called. This is the guy. Okay. And that is all for today. So good energy tomorrow. Let's execute. Let's be smart. Let's have fun. I'm looking forward to a great 7-on-7 competing against some other schools, and we will see you in the morning. Salve.